I'm going to tell you exactly how I turn an 8-minute client video that gets sent to me every week into 30 pieces of content that I can schedule over that week, and also keep some in the bank so that if we need them for any reason, like my client gets sick or anything like that, then we have that backup of having some content in the background waiting for us to use. So my client will send me weekly a video. This video goes as an original video on their YouTube channel, and we put it on social media as well. That will get scheduled. And then what I do is I take that and I turn that into multiple pieces of content, over 30 pieces of content over the week. Now, I'm not going to go through all the exact tools today because I don't actually know which of these strategies you're most interested in. So anything you hear today, I need you to go down into the comments and tell me which of these strategies you want more information on, which tools that you want me to tell you I'm using, the prompts, all that kind of stuff. Because then I can double down on the things you actually care about instead of making videos that I think you might be interested in. So to start off with then, we'll talk about what I do with the newsletter. So the newsletter is quite simple. What I do is I take the transcript. You're going to have to excuse my spelling on this because I'm dyslexic. But I take the transcript and then I run it through AI, and then that turns it first of all into ideas. So a list of ideas that could be covered for the newsletter that week. So we take the original video that the client sends me and we embed that in the newsletter, and that acts as a flywheel in order to be able to send traffic back to the original video and get us some views later on in the week. But initially I want a list of ideas of what I could write. Now, we only do one newsletter out of this video for that week, but I have a backup of additional ideas that I can come back to. So that's the first thing the AI does, is it throws some ideas out, and then I can pick the idea that I think best fits with that week's theme that is set by the client, and then I can go ahead and I can pick one of those ideas and I can get AI to write the newsletter. And that newsletter is normally done to around 80 to 90% completed. Behind the scenes, I have a knowledge base, I have prompts, I have information about branding, information about tone, all that kind of stuff behind the scenes working with the AI. So it's not just the one prompt kind of thing. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, but then what that means is that I get the best version of the newsletter written. I then send that to the client. The client can then edit it. Normally takes them less than 5 minutes. They give me the green light, and then I get that scheduled onto their newsletter platform for them. Nice and easy. Once we've done that, the next thing is we do blog posts. The blog post tends to follow a pretty similar idea. Again, we're going to start with the transcript of the original video and the theme for the week, which is set by the client. That's the only thing the client ever has to tell me, what the theme is, and then send me the original video file so that I can put it on YouTube for them. Then we go through the same thing. I have a knowledge base with all the information about the client, how we want it written, rules for the blog post, all that kind of stuff that I've done. So I have the knowledge bases behind the scenes. We have the prompts on exactly how we want it written and laid out. And then what I can do from that point onwards is I can just get, again, we followed the same ideas, and then it will write the blog for me. Again, we normally just do one a week for the blog at the moment, but then I have some spares ideas in the background as backup that I can use. And we do exactly the same thing. I send the blog through to the client, and then the client takes it from there. I don't actually schedule the blog for the client because I have somebody who runs their website for them. But again, this saves them a ton of time. We're looking at, again, sort of about 90% of the work is done for the client. They just have to read it, make sure they're happy with it, do any tweaks or editing. It's got all the links in it, everything like that. And then they can go ahead and do exactly what they need to do with that. Now, once we've got the newsletter and the blog done, we do pretty much the same thing with social media. So we'll start off with LinkedIn. Now, the method is pretty much the same for all of the social media. Okay, so we take the transcript. You're going to see how repetitive this is. We have, again, some of the same knowledge bases and prompts, but this time the prompts are specific to LinkedIn because we want long form content. We want something that's a little bit more detailed. And then what I can do from that point onwards is I will take the transcript and then I can spin up 5, 10 LinkedIn posts. And then I'm able to schedule posts through the week. And then what I also do is we put up video as well. And I'll talk to you about video in a second. We do exactly the same thing when it comes to content as X. But the only difference is that the prompts are different. So we're making sure that the style of content that we're producing is the same. Now what you can do is once you've got all of this sorted, you can put this into a full automation and then everything will get spat out into files for you. So you put in the one transcript and you get your newsletter, you get your blog, you get your LinkedIn post, you get a file with all your X posts produced for you, and then you go even one step further beyond that with automation is then you can get them completely automated. Now, my client likes to review everything. They like to have everything in LinkedIn and X scheduled, ready to be reviewed. And the same with the newsletter and the blog. They want to be sent a draft and then it can be scheduled from that point onwards. But if you don't need that because you're doing this for yourself, then you can go through for the whole automation. But like I said, I just wanted to break this down for you and how we're doing it. Now, this method for LinkedIn and X, I can follow exactly the same thing for Facebook, for Instagram. I just need to tweak it so it is ready for that particular platform. So then going on to Shorts, this one's pretty simple. You just take the original video and use a tool to cut up the video into Shorts. And then I can schedule on social media, so on all the different channels, wherever they are needed. Now, there are loads of tools that will do this for you. You don't have to go out there and design yourself a fancy automation. If you're working for the client, this is a cost that you can roll into what the client is paying you. And for less than $20, you can normally find software that will do this for you, less than $20 a month. And what I also do is I have templates. So within the software that I'm using, I have different templates for different clients. So I can upload a client's 8-minute video, click on the template, and then it will kick out the videos with the right colors, the right fonts, the right design, the right B-roll for that particular client. And then if I put up a video for a different client, then it will use a different template, and then it will make sure that it is formatted for exactly how I want it for that client. And that goes the same for the blog. It goes the same thing for the newsletter. It is all organized because I've got the knowledge bases around that particular client, which means the output is spot on exactly what I need it to be. The last thing to do then is just scheduling. And like I said to you before, you can use an automation tool in order to get that done for you. It will create all the content and schedule it, or you can get everything created, download it onto your computer, and then it's just a case of going ahead and bulk scheduling it from your computer. So you can have it in the form of a CSV file. So all of your posts get written by the AI, put into a CSV file, and then you can upload that. And that will bulk upload all the content, or you can just do it manually. It's whatever skills you have and whatever you can do. Oh, let that go bold. That will make it take the least amount of time for you. So an automation is possible if you've got the skills or you want to pay somebody to build it for you. You can use something like NaN. A CSV file upload is sort of a slightly more manual way to do it, or you go 100% manual and just start drag and dropping graphics and videos across, and then you can start to schedule everything. I will say as well that when we're making the X posts, well, not the X posts as much, but for LinkedIn, for Facebook and Instagram, we are also creating images as well. So we can take the LinkedIn posts, and then from that, graphics can be made. So for example, what we do with the newsletter is we want to promote the newsletter on social media. So what I will do is the AI tool that I'm using will kick out a few quotes from the newsletter that are really powerful, really inspiring, will make people want to read the content, and then put that onto quote cards for me so that I can post the quote cards as graphics on social media and then link 3 people to the newsletter to read it. Exactly the same thing with the blog. We can take paragraphs from the blog, put it onto a sort of quote card, create a bit of copy to go with it. The AI can do all that for us, and then that will go up as social media, as well as taking sort of inspiration, I should say, from the transcript in order to write original LinkedIn and X posts, which are there to be educational and grow the audience. So that is how I take an 8-minute client video once a week and turn it into huge amounts of content for the client. So we have a full week of content scheduled, but then also we have the ability in the background to post more content, because I might make 10 short clips, but we might only post 4 of those that week. And therefore I can have 4, 6 videos in the background waiting to be scheduled in the future if we want to go back, re-promote a particular blog, re-promote a particular newsletter, or like I said, we just have a gap for some reason, client's away at a conference, gets ill, something like that. So hopefully this was useful. If you'd like me to go through any of these particular methods, the making the social media, the blog, the newsletter, the shorts, scheduling, anything at all, just get into the comments, ask your questions, and then I can make a follow-up video that's actually useful to you. Also pricing, if you want to know how I price all of this, then you can let me know that as well. I'll see you in the next one.